I don't think I would miss it if it was gone. It's just been an absolute struggle of a plant. I am quite sad about this one in particular. I just don't think they're for me anymore. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. In the past few months this year, I feel like I've kind of just been struggling with the sheer quantity of plants that I have within my collection. I have a lot. I mean, I think I definitely have at least 200 plants at this point, which is kind of insane for like a 2-bedroom flat in London that's like not very big. And like, especially when I've been super busy over the past few months, I've just not been able to take care of all of them as much as I've wanted to. And so something that has been quite important for me has been being able to get rid of plants and like do a bit of a plant purge every now and then to like make sure that plants that I'm not feeling very much at the minute anymore, or I just like I don't have the time and energy for, make sure those go to like a new loving home to like so that they can like live an actual life that's not just like slowly dying in my flat while I watch them and like do nothing about it. So I am going to be doing another plant purge video today. I did one a couple months back. I will link it in the clickable eye, and it actually went really well. I found that it was quite therapeutic to do, and I ended up being able to sell a lot of the plants or do swaps for them and like get them out of my hands into new loving homes, which I think is great. I'm lucky that I have a platform that I can do that in, but I'm gonna do another one today because I have like 10 more plants, 9 plants in one thing that I just like, I think deserve a much better life than the life that I am currently giving them, unfortunately. So that's what's going on today. These are plants that I don't want anymore. If you're interested in any of them, I'm not that, like, I feel like I don't want to be like selling in this video, but if you're interested in any of them, let me know, send me a message on Instagram, and if you're in the UK, maybe we can sort something out. Or especially if you're in London, we can probably sort something out. So anyways, before I get into it, I just want to say if you're new here and you don't know me already, hi, my name is Emma and I make houseplanting content all over the internet. So if you want to follow along with my houseplanting journey and maybe learn something along the way, stick around, watch some more of my videos, and subscribe to my channel. If you're not new here, welcome back. I hope you enjoy this video as well. But yeah, I just want to normalize that it's like okay to like fall out of love with plants. Like it happens to the best of us. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Let's get into it. This is the first plant. I say having not decided which plant is the first plant. This one's going to be the first plant. This is my Amydrium medium silver, which in theory I absolutely freaking love. And I could imagine if I had like a really big beautiful one, I would absolutely love it. But this one has just grown so freaking slow. I think I've had it for like 3 years now, and it's been, or maybe 2. Either way, I've had it for quite a long time, and it's just been living in my IKEA cabinet, which is like, in theory, ideal conditions for it. And it is just the slowest growing thing on the face of the planet. And like, I love the gorgeous silverness of it, like those beautiful leaves and the fenestrations. Like, it has such beautiful, good qualities to it. I just, it doesn't excite me as much as I would want it to, and I just feel like somebody else will like it more than I will. So I don't know. I do feel kind of bad as well because I made a lazy pull for it that I just proceeded to not water. It just feels like the right thing to not have this plant anymore. I actually did cut the top off as well recently, and I gave that to a friend. I feel like I've been quite good about like whenever a friend comes over, whether they're planty or not, I'm like, here, do you want this plant? And so I've gotten rid of a few things that way, which I'm like actually kind of proud of. So I did give Lisa the top cut of this one because I knew she didn't have one. So yeah, it is a really cool plant. And it feels like it would be something right up my alley, and maybe it is, but I don't know, maybe I just needed to get a bit more of an established one. I'm just not here for it anymore, so it's, I don't know, it's too slow for me. It's far too slow for me. like, I'm okay with some slow growing plants, but when that's like 2 years worth of growth, it's kind of like, are you kidding me? So I don't need that anymore. This one is also kind of a surprise. I'm surprised in myself when I picked this one out for this video, but I have just not been loving my Scindapsus Treubii dark form. Like, I have had it for, again, quite a while, and I just don't find myself reaching for it as a favorite, like, ever. And I don't know. Like, I would think, because, like, Scindapsus are one of my absolute favorite genuses of all times, that it would be one that I'm, like, obsessed with, especially because I also like dark gothy plants. But I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's just like a feeling, and I don't feel that feeling. And so I'm just gonna have to take that and carry on with it, and hopefully give this to somebody that will actually really love it. Again, it's on a moss pole, which I is as dehydrated as all possible things could be dehydrated. But it like, I don't know. It just feels, that feels like the right thing to do, because it's taking up space in my collection and time and like my energy when I don't need it to, I guess. I don't know. This one is like probably the least on this list, or like my most surprising, least expected one, but I don't think I would miss it if it was gone. I think that's the qualification of this. Like, if this wasn't in my collection more, I wouldn't be like, oh, where's my dark form? I'd just be like, okay, it's just not there. Which is weird, but fine. So we're just gonna get over it and not care. This one, on the other hand, I also wouldn't notice or care if it wasn't here. This is a Begonia Maculata. I feel like just showing you what it looks like tells all in this one. It's just like, I've been trying to grow begonias for ages and ages now, and I have had some success with like the one that's in my cabinet, the white ice. That one's doing really, really well, so I'm like super thrilled to have that one, but I just don't really feel like I need this one, and I'm obviously not giving it the right care. Like, when I pulled it out to like show y'all for this video, it lost 2 more leaves. Like, it just looks really anemic and overall quite a sad plant. And I think it's just because I'm not very good at begonias, and I never have been. It's been a sort of plant that I'm not great at, and I've always really struggled with them. So, like, there's some that I think definitely I could love, and I do kind of like the polka dotty ones, but I have another one that is growing so much better for me. I don't really need this like scraggly little thing anymore. It's just really awkward and weird, and like, I just cannot be bothered anymore. And I think that's the thing, like, I can't be bothered to continue taking care of a plant that I just don't, like, I'm not feeling it. So what's the point of holding on to it for longer if I'm not feeling it? This one is also kind of a surprise, because I did think it was really cool for such a long time. This is a string of Spades. It's gonna be kind of hard to show you because it's obviously like really long and awkward, but I have had this one for a while as well, and I think I got it from like a single cutting or 2 tiny cuttings, and it's grown quite well, but it's like, I could take the time to like thicken this one up and grow it out, but it looks so much like a string of hearts, and I've got both like the normal kind of string of hearts and the very good string of hearts and the silver glory string of hearts. Like, I don't feel like I need another one of these, like a Ceropegia, I think that's what it's called, Ceropegia woodii. I don't feel like I need another one anymore, and I feel like somebody else could really love this one. It just doesn't, like, it's just sitting on my shelf doing nothing, and I feel bad that like, it's been fine. I've been able to take care of it. It's like very low maintenance. It's just, I'm not gonna notice that it's gone, and I don't find myself reaching for it, so there's kind of no point in me keeping it. Which is the whole point of this entire thing. I'm trying to like be better at knowing when like the plants in my collection are no longer like piquing my fancy as much as they are. Also, if I really wanted to get another string of spades, I probably could quite easily. So if I do find myself super duper missing this one, I could probably find anyone for swaps for free, or for like potentially get a bigger one for not too much money. So like it's fine. It's just really long, and I don't feel like propagating it and taking the time to do that, which I know is what needs to happen for it. So I'm just gonna ignore it instead and hopefully give it to a new home. This one is also going to a new home. This one I've actually already arranged. So I am actually getting rid of it today when I go up to Claire's. I have agreed. Oh my god, I got really scared for a second that it had spider mites. It doesn't. Whew. But this is an Agleonema White Lance, and I just don't think Agleonema are that much for me. It's absolutely completely chill and fine, and really easy care plant, and it has been growing fairly well for me considering that I completely ignore it. But it's just I don't care, which I feel bad about. I'm gonna feel guilty about all of this, but it's true, and the whole point is that if I am getting rid of these plants, then me not caring doesn't matter, because I won't have them to care about anyways. So this one is 1000% going to a good new home. It is a really beautiful thing. I just feel like there's other really beautiful plants in my collection that kind of have similar vibes. Like, it's kind of got Amplyssimum vibes, and I love my Amplyssimum, and like part of me wants to say I love this one as well, but I don't think I do. I just know Claire will get so much more love out of this one than I will. Like, it's one that was on her wish list as well, so it's like, if I can give you a plant that is on your wish list that you're super duper keen on and really excited about, and that I'm a bit like, over? Why would I not do that? Like, why would I not? So yeah, I'm very glad to know that this one is going to a happy new home very soon, today when I go up to class. I have a few more plants actually. Yeah, I've got a few more plants, but I do want to like talk about a planty thing as well in this, because sometimes I end up buying stuff for plants that I end up just not using as much as I think I will, or that just don't end up being right for my home, and this is one of them. So this is an AKERBAR mini greenhouse from IKEA, and it is an absolutely lovely thing. I have two actually, so I've got this size and I've got a bigger size, and the bigger size I am absolutely loving in my bedroom. It's got plants in it, I'm liking what it's doing for my space, I really love it. But this one has essentially been sitting on the floor of my bedroom gathering dust for months now because I haven't found a good place to put it. It's too tall to fit underneath my TV here. I don't really have that much shelf space that I can just like give up, and I don't think it fits on my plant shelves in the office even. So it's something that I did really think I wanted, and had I had the right space for it, I would definitely have like kept it. But it's been sitting on my floor getting in the way of my home, and I know that somebody else will want and freaking love this thing because they are so cool. I think I got this one originally because like they were brand new to IKEA. Like, IKEA had never sold these before, at least in the UK, and so when I found out that the London like stores were gonna be getting these cabinets, or these little greenhouses. I was like, oh my goodness, so excited, and I bought both sizes because I thought they were really cool and I knew that they were going to sell out immediately, which they basically did, but I knew I needed to have one to make content about, which is good. I think it's good that I'm kind of staying on top of sort of trends, because that's kind of my job. But this one just didn't find a space in my home, and I don't regret buying it, but it just didn't end up fitting and working, and I don't want to just keep stuff for the sake of keeping it. Like, I could make like more content about this. I could make this into a whole terrarium. I would freaking love that. I just don't have the space for it in my tiny London flat. So it has taken me a lot to decide to give this away or sell it or something, because I do think that they are so cool and so pretty. I don't even know if they're sold out in the UK anymore. They very well could be on sale, but yeah, it's just, I don't need this small one and I don't have space for it, so it needs to leave my home instead of just sitting around and collecting dust, which I'm notorious for just like letting things sit around and collect dust. I know that, but trying to be good and like clear out all the things. I'm working on it. So, a couple more. This one. This is a Syngonium T24 that I've had in my pond box for quite a while now, like at least a year. And like, it's fine, but in general, I've been out of my Syngonium phase. I was like really heavily into Syngoniums, I think last year in 2022, but I've just kind of gotten over them. I find that they tend to be quite pest prone. This one, I don't think, knock on wood, has ever had pests, but I don't know, it's not, I just don't think they're for me anymore, which is fine, and I don't feel bad about it. So, like, I know this one is a little bit more, like, uncommon, I think, still in the, like, Syngonium world, so I think this could make someone, like, really, really happy. It also isn't as variegated as I thought the T24 is supposed to be, so, like, it has, like, tiny bits of variegation on it, like, here and there, but for the most part, the leaves are pretty solid, which is not what I wanted out of my variegated plant, so it's fine. Like some of these things, just like, it just feels like the right thing to do. Two more. Got this one, which I am kind of surprised about because I do think this plant is freaking amazing. But not this one of this plant. Like, this plant as in general, in theory, is like, oh, heavenly. It is a Philodendron Gigas, or I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna say Gigas because that's how my brain reads it. And I love, like, seeing all the Instagram pictures of Philodendron Gigas. They're, like, absolutely stunning, and when they get mature, oh my goodness. This is a bit of a freaking train wreck. I think I've started over with this one a couple of times, and every time it's just not, it just doesn't do the things that I want it to do. It doesn't grow very well. Like, I've got it on a pole, it doesn't grow into the pole, really, maybe a little bit, but like not tons. It's just been an absolute struggle of a plant, and I have not been able to like make it happy the entire time I've had it, which has been probably about a year or two now. Not two, at least a year at this point. So it can go to somebody who like really wants to put the time and effort to grow this plant big, because I don't have the time, effort, or the space really to grow this plant to the size that I would want to get it. So maybe I can get myself a big Gigas at some point in my life, but starting from a small one I don't think is the right option for me in my own collection. And then last, but certainly not least, can you guess what this is? This is my Philodendron White Princess. So, what happened with this one is I did end up cutting off the top because I lost pretty much every leaf along this stalk, which is heavily rooted into the pole. This plant, like, it doesn't even need this. It is fully stuck into the pole. It has amazing, amazing, amazing roots all the way along, so it is properly in there. Surprisingly, I've got quite a lot of moss pole plants on here in this list. 4 out of the 9 plants have been moss pole plants. I think I've been scared to give away moss pole plants or to sell or whatever them, get rid of moss pole plants, because I've been like trying my very best to like get them to work, but I think I'm just admitting some defeat there, which is totally fine. It's okay to be defeated and not do all of the plants correctly. I'm trying to like tell myself these things because I need to hear them, otherwise I will be like annoyed with myself. So this, I think the issue that I had is that it got super duper massively dehydrated. I need to put more water in it now if I do want to keep it living, but it got super duper dehydrated and it lost all of the leaves from this bit of stem. So I chopped it here and I had the top bit, which did still have leaves on it. I gave that away because I was thinking about keeping it, but then I just decided that I didn't fancy starting over with this one. I think I've started over with this one a couple times as well, and I just wasn't keen on doing it again. So this one has literally been sitting in my dark bathroom as is for probably not quite a month now, and it is starting to put out new growth. Like, it is properly, so many growth points have been activated since I chopped it, like pretty much all along the whole stem. There have been growth points that are starting to pop out, which is super duper exciting. So it is like, it is going to do really, really well for someone. But I think I'm just kind of over the like white princess, pink princess hype. I was really into it for a couple years and I got rid of my pink princess entirely lately as well. So I think I'm just done with these ones. I had a lot of fun with this one, but I need to let go, I think. And this one has so much promise. Like, someone is going to freaking love this. And if they like keep the pole hydrated, like literally, I'll probably get rid of this one on the pole because I literally physically cannot remove it without tearing all of those roots. Would be an absolute waste. But I'm gonna keep this self-watering pot because self-watering pots are freaking expensive, so I don't, we'll have to see. This is probably one that I can't ship because it's just so tall and awkward, but it is, somebody will absolutely freaking love this and it's going to do such great things. I just don't care about it doing those great things for me, which is so important for me to like be able to understand, because I've really struggled with that, and I've felt a lot of guilt throughout my time as a plant parent and someone who creates content on the internet. I felt a lot of guilt about like falling out of love with plants because, or like giving plants away because, oh, I'm supposed to be like perfect at plants, which I know I'm not. Like, nobody's perfect at plants, but like in my head I'm supposed to be like really good at them and I'm supposed to have all the different types and all this stuff. No, I don't need to do that. Nobody expects me to do that except for apparently myself. So I'm trying to like get around these like blocks that I have in my own brain and actually make it so I want to, my collection's about me. It's about me and like my plants. It's my collection. So I need to remember that and do the plant things for me, not for anyone else, except for create content for all of you. But it's still my collection and I get to pick what goes in it. And that is something that I need to continue to remember. So this is one that I don't want in my collection. So yeah, that, oh, one more. I completely forgot about this one. And I wasn't going to show this one until last because it does have some pests on it, so I didn't want to like touch it and then touch other plants. This, I'm actually really sad about. This is a Calathea Ornata, and mine is quite a big plant. You can see it is quite big, but you can also see in there how dry and like unhappy it is. So it does have spider mites at the minute, which I am treating it for, and so I'm not going to give it to somebody or trade it with somebody until either the spider mites are gone or without them knowing that they're there, because sometimes people just take plants that have pests because they really, really want them, and if I can give it to someone for a cheaper price or a lower trade because it's got pests, some people are super into that kind of thing. So I have no problem as long as people know that that's what's going on. I have treated it once, but I'm going to continue treating it for the next few weeks to make sure that it's all good and that they're all gone. But I am quite sad about this one in particular because I love this plant. I absolutely love Calathea Ornata. This is the only Calathea that I have in my collection. It was not this one specifically, but the first Calathea that I got was a Calathea Ornata, which also ended up dying from pests. But that was thrips. And so I am sad because this was also a wish list plant of mine that I really, really wanted, but I have not been able to keep this one happy enough. Like, I know that this one is not happy where it is. It's not getting enough humidity, and I'm not able to give it the space and love that it so desperately deserves because it is an absolutely stunning plant. So I do feel quite bad about it, and I think I will be sad about losing this one, but I'm not giving it the right home. I think this is the one I'm most sad about in this whole video, and I will be sad to not have one of these in my collection, but now it's just not the right time, and I don't have the right space for this one, especially since it's so big. The like options of where I can put it are a bit more limited, and I can't give it that sort of high humidity that I know it really, really wants. So that one, this one, it is sad. But yeah, now I can't touch any other plants because I have to wash my hands so the spider mites don't infest everything else. But yeah, that is it. Those are 10 plants / plant things that I am purging from my collection at the minute. And I think once a lot of these go, I'm going to feel a lot lighter and better and happier with my collection as a whole because I am loving everything else that is there. So I think this is a really good thing to do every once in a while. I think we should probably all be doing a bit of a plant purge every now and then because it is useful. But yeah. Oh, I do feel really bad because like some of these things are really, they're really lovely plants. It's just not for me right now. Before I go, I want to say another big thank you to the newest members of my Good Growing fam, Roxanne and Hannah. Thank you so much for joining in. I am so excited to have you over on my Patreon. I hope you're really enjoying the bonus content that is there already. If anybody else is interested in joining my Patreon, it's £3 or $4-ish or euros a month. And that gets you everything. Everybody's on the same tier and everybody gets to enjoy all of the benefits from that, which are like things like voting on my content, like what videos I put out here on my main channel, extra videos each month, live sessions, probably more conversations with me in general because I try and give my patrons like proper priority when it comes to like responding to DMs and stuff. So if that's something that you're interested in, anybody else can join in, but totally understandable if not. That is absolutely fine as well. It doesn't affect my content here other than the occasional vote. Yeah, thank you to those two for joining the Good Growing fam over on Patreon. And thank you so much to everyone else here right now who watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below and leave a comment on any plants that you're, one, curious to potentially get from me, but two, like, are there any plants in your collection that you're not loving right now? Like, maybe we can set something up, make a little groupie trade thing down below. So if anyone is looking to purchase some plants, write the plants down below in the comments and say where you are, and maybe if you're looking for plants, look down in the comments and maybe we can arrange some swaps down there in the comments. I said comments like 1,000 times in that little section. And then don't forget to subscribe for more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to keep growing, and bye!